time I met with Marguerite before today, I was in a good mood, but after I met with her, I was in a better mood. She is so engaged and enthusiastic about everything she does, and she does a lot. She described her experience in Scouts, and she's clearing brush for children's camps. She's spearheading food drives. She's hiking. She loves the peace and spirituality of nature and being way out there, separate from all the noise. She hiked 8 miles on the Pacific Coast Trails. She was the one of only 2 girls in this group, imagine. She said there wasn't anything weird about it. It was great. Now she's going to head a team of 6th grade boys in a culinary competition. And knowing Marguerite, they're going to win. I envy the people who are going to get to know Marguerite in high school and throughout her life. She's just an amazing person.
Yes. Hi, my name is Blair, and this is Stella. Stella is a young woman who has so much groundedness and depth to her. It's remarkable to see in someone her age. She is smart. She is an artist. She shared with me some of the pieces that when she started to learn to draw and where she is now, and it's just beautiful to see how much dedication she's had into perfecting that or continuing to perfect that. She is a percussionist. She loves to learn about people through music, which I think is a true gift and shows that she really intends to know that person at a deeper level. You know, she's, what else? She is a worthy shopping companion, let me tell you. She is so much fun to shop with. And I'm picky who I shop with. I feel like I've met a new friend. We had lunch and met a couple times, and she is comfortable in her own skin and just a pleasure to be around. I think, I truly believe that she is going to continue her faith journey, and she's going to be more than fine, so. Yeah.
This is Ed Balazingham. You heard him when he said, "I have faith in math," with that wonderful radiant smile. So when you meet Ed, you know it right away. He has a mind like a steel trap. I was even told that. It's just very, very, very sharp and lots of crackling energy. Ed asks questions. And there are churches where, you know, the whole idea of religious faith is that you're supposed to just take this on, you know, faith and just believe and all that. Not Ed. Ed and I talked about, he brought it up, about the story of Noah's Ark, and he told me that I have trouble with this. He said whether this really happened, and then we went into depth about how did the beings that ate like plants, how did they survive? Did we take 2 of each kind of plant? And if people ate chickens, then how come we still have chickens now if they ate the chickens on the ark? We went through it all, and what I loved was that for Ed, and for this place too, faith is not about parking your brains at the church door. It's about using your mind and asking questions the whole time. And Ed brings to that his sparkling personality and his just sort of trust in the idea that somehow ideas and thinking that they're the way things ought to be and that the way God made it. And so I have complete joy in meeting Ed and presenting him to you, and he's going to do great things in his life and in his faith journey. Thanks, Ed.
Hi, good morning. My name is Garrett Kale. Over the last month or so, I had the pleasure of mentoring and getting to know Beach Lauren. Beach is an 8th grader, Piedmont Middle School, excuse me. He's getting ready to transition into Piedmont High School next year, plays basketball, and one of the first things I learned when we started hanging out was he loves the endless debate about who is better between Kobe and LeBron. But one thing that actually really impressed me when I first started getting to know him was that each of the first 2 weeks after the confirmation class, I asked him kind of what he took away from each class. The first time he said the one thing he took away was the definition of faith, which obviously, as Scott mentioned earlier, was being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you're not able to see. And the second week, I asked him the same question. He said the one thing that he took away was actually the Lord's Prayer, of all things. And then when I learned that, I had no doubt in my mind that whatever path that God will lay down for him for the rest of his life, whatever direction he goes and whatever choices he makes, the sky will be the limit. Proud of you, buddy.
Lucian, come on over here. I had the privilege of mentoring Lucian. Beyond the time, we got to spend some time shooting hoops, playing around a little bit together. And he wasn't kidding on that video. He loves to ask questions, and not in a critical way, but in an exploratory way. And it was really encouraging to hear him verbalize the fact that he feels like he got his questions answered in such a way that he knows what he's putting his faith in. I have a lot of confidence in his future as well. Thanks, Lucian.
Hi, I'm Zuki Todd, and I had the absolute pleasure of mentoring Jo Palsa. Jo is a remarkable young woman. She knows who she is, she knows what she believes, why different things matter to her, and she knows exactly how she wants to make the world a better and greener place. When I first met with Jo, we sat down and had some boba, and she said, I already have my faith statement written. And she read it to me right then, and I was, very taken with that and how impressive her clarity of thought was. And by the second time we met, she said, I think I want you to help me write it again when we have the confirmation retreat. And it showed me just how much she was taking this process seriously and how deeply she was learning more about her faith. She gained so much head knowledge that supported the knowledge she had in her heart about her beliefs for a long time. And I'm just so proud to introduce her to you all. She and I had so much fun, and I hope you will all get to know her over the next few years.
Hi, everybody. As luck and likely providence would have it, Evie Hicks is my mentee, and I say that because although I'm new to PCC as a member, Evie is not new to me. She was my elementary art student all these years ago when she was a youngin' at Wildwood School. In our first meeting, I learned the two big loves in Evie's life. One is her ballet dancing, and the other is her amazingly cute and ginormous St. Bernard, Archie. Time spent dancing is happy time for Evie, even when it takes lots of practice, hard work, and scheduling. She will dance the Nutcracker this year, and as any dancer knows, that's a huge commitment. God has given Evie a talent and a joy that work together to give others a new kind of joy. When she's dancing, she has no cares or worries, and she just feels right. And then there's Archie, her beloved pooch. Evie did admit that she's the one in her family who may love Archie the most. After school, she hangs out with him, walks him, snuggles with him. Archie is crazy about Evie, too. In fact, we figured that Archie's love is kind of like God's love. It's unconditional, constant, and dependable. So I know Evie is on a great path, because through talking together, I truly believe she understands the nature of God's love. I'm really thankful to have had this journey with Evie, and we'll stay in touch with her. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name's Lisa Fuller, and I had the pleasure to mentor Claire Albrecht through her confirmation process. This past month at church, we've been talking a lot about discovering our own God-given gifts. It became clear very early on that Claire's two gifts that I could see right off the bat are leadership and wisdom. And for somebody who's 13, it was very striking and very clear. One of the things that struck me about Claire is how she sees faith as a relationship, not something that's static or immovable. During our time together, she told me she sees God as someone to turn to and someone who can walk beside her when she needs support or guidance. In her faith statement, I think it's kind of best for me to use her own words because she's so eloquent. She said, I didn't realize that faith is a road you have to create for yourself. It's yours and only yours, and you don't have to walk it alone. It's been my honor to learn from and walk beside you, Claire, during this journey, so thank you.
This is Elsa Walway, and her mentor was Allison Elverkrog. And unfortunately, Allison had to be on the East Coast today for work, but she left me these things to say on Elsa's behalf. It's my pleasure to introduce Elsa Walway this morning for her confirmation. While I'm sorry not to be here to deliver it in person, please know that I'm with you in spirit. And I thank Scott for reading on my behalf. The opportunity to serve as Elsa's mentor has been my privilege and unexpected delight. I discovered Elsa to be a young woman who radiates genuine interest, curiosity, broad and deep capability, and most importantly, kindness. Throughout our conversations, I've been continually impressed by Elsa's capacity for thoughtful reflection, her attuned and growing self-awareness, and her intentionality. The river runs deep in Elsa. What I want to share with you and to leave with Elsa this morning is the knowledge and the peace that who you are as a person is more than enough. Regardless of what you choose to do or where you choose to invest your considerable energy and talents, Elsa, you are a person of character, integrity, and compassion, and the communities in which you participate are far better off for you simply being there. We tend to measure ourselves by what and how we are doing relative to others, and forget that the most important measure of success is how we show up, who we are being, and who we are impacting. I proudly introduce my confirmand mentee, Elsa Walway. So yesterday as we gathered and they wrote and read aloud their faith statements, they actually accomplished what they set out to do through the confirmation process, and that was to become full-fledged members of Piedmont Community Church too, with all the privileges and all the responsibilities. So I have a question for you as our congregation, and will you stand beside them? Will you walk along with them? Will you get to know them? Will you support them? Will you challenge them? Will you help keep them accountable? And just be of any service you can as you would any other member of our congregation. If so, would you please say we will? We will. You got it. They're with you. You guys can have a seat. Thanks.